like she wasn't even drunk this time. It's crazy. She's just that person.
There was no transformation.
We could have aired both of them.
Oh no! Fuck. All right, I'll stop.
No.
This show's about you talk.
This show's about you being you. Real shit.
Please don't tell me that. That's why I fucking go to therapy 6 times a week. I have plenty of airtime for myself.
You go 6 times a week?
I have couples. I have individual.
Oh, I need your life. I say that all the time. I say I should go to therapy for all these different things. And I just don't do it.
Why don't you go to therapy?
I don't fucking know. I should just do it, right?
Do it online in your home. That's the only way I find that it works for high level creatives that have zero time.
Ooh, I
never
tried
thought
that.
about therapy in the home.
In your bed on a laptop with Oreos this close to your face.
Yeah.
Is exactly how therapy should be
That
done.
makes a lot of sense.
Rather than going into some stuffy space that's someone else's.
Is it the same price? Because I pay for the space.
I got a code for you.
I feel you though. Actually, I did BetterHelp for a second, like as I was like, let me try to get into therapy. And like I never met this person. I'm just telling them about my life over a computer. And like I don't know who you are.
Did
and
you
I
do
don't really
video
trust
chat?
them.
You had to
I
do video.
Did
Did you do video?
Yeah, I still
Did
just
you
didn't.
Did you know the person?
Maybe I just did it
Or
over.
did you like task
Were
rabbit?
you in
You task
pajamas?
rabbit somebody for therapy. He was like, "Who can I talk to?"
Can someone come
Hourly
over and
rate
talk to me?
$12. It's fine.
Wait, I use BetterHelp. I'm sad you didn't like it.
It didn't. Maybe I just didn't like the person, but
You can switch therapists.
I don't
It's
know.
great.
Always
But also maybe I was just
We're
getting
stuck.
used to the idea of therapy. Because then I went to regular therapy in a real place.
I just
and now,
In a real
and
place.
now because of coronavirus, I do it on FaceTime and it feels fine to me.
I do on FaceTime
but
sometimes.
started on FaceTime.
People are always
Most
like, "Are you in the bathroom?" I'm like,
How'd
"I
you
do on
guess?
FaceTime."
He does do on FaceTime.
It's a real
I know.
thing.
It's the only time I'm answering FaceTime.
Oh,
is while I'm
but
taking
you
a
get
shit.
work done. You have real conversations.
It's the only time you have free
Family
to really
time.
just like think. Corona has really changed who we are.
It's the only time you have family time.
You were doing this before Corona, though.
I'm in the
Do you
game.
do FaceTime in with
I've
your
been
family?
in the game for a while.
All right.
I've been in the game for a while. That's like a sign of love, though.
Yeah. Oh, it's comfortability.
It's like, hey, man, I'm letting you know I trust you.
enough to potentially
Trust you
I like your
with everything.
see
Yeah.
my inside.
Yeah, if you see anything, just know I trust you, fam.
Don't screenshot. I trust you enough not to screenshot
Yes.
shitting.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah,
also like
that's
your
trust.
first therapy
Relationship goals.
session, just being like, "Hey, I'm in the bathroom. I'm most comfortable here. This is my
My
place."
therapist did tell me that she was video chatting with a guy who, when she opened it up, he was in his bathtub.
No. This is chat roulette. That's not therapy. Back to chat roulette we go. It's just not
She
therapy.
asked him nicely to call her back when he was out of the tub, and then he didn't call her again.
Really?
Okay, so
Yeah.
that was my experience with BetterHelp.
It's you.
I didn't call her back.
That was me. It didn't work for me.
Yeah, no, that's not appropriate, or is that legal? I don't know.
I don't know. It's accosting someone with your body unannounced over the video chat feels not of the times. It feels like not it, as
Yeah, I don't feel like that's it.
they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I might try that out though. I might get a therapist because I think
Get
that
a therapist.
I need one, right?
You're in the industry. Why don't
People
you have
are-
a therapist?
You're right. I should just have one.
Just have one just to
it
have
should be
it.
standard. It should be like, hey, sir, so in your green room, we have some Fiji waters and a therapist. And then you should be like, all right, sure. The gummy bears as well? Okay, this is great.
Only the red gummy bears.
Only the red.
I
Everyone
said
has
only
that.
a red
Fucking
therapist.
Was that a real thing? The Beatles used to really do that?
Beetlejuice?
Beatles used to really. I see how you got that. I said it the second time. I still heard it.
Maybe. I don't know. It's
No,
preference.
the Beatles, I think, used to do only red M&Ms.
I've heard writers being specific, like only a certain color.
But it's a joke though, because M&Ms are supposed.
You must have a writer, though, because look at this house.
Come on.
What's
man.
on your writer?
I don't have a writer.
Fuck you. Yes, you do.
No, I am the most easy. I'm like, hey, I ask people when I get there for stuff. I'm like, hey, you guys have a water?
I feel so
I've
uncomfortable
done
that you
press
got
with
me a
him. He's
water
like
being here.
incredibly nice.
Yeah, and they're like,
Look
yeah.
at this water. Fuck you. You have a writer. Are you
No.
sponsored by Essential?
Actually,
Essenta?
Actually,
that says.
that's our first expensive water of the year. We are normally in the Nestle game. We are in the Arrowhead. This may have come for tap. I don't know. They may have just put this back in the refrigerator.
Arrowhead.
We're in that game normally.
You were poor ones.
People come over here and they're like, "Whoa, dude!" They say you're too rich for this water. I say, "You don't fucking tell me what water to drink." But I upgraded.
You're humble.
Or
like
just
that.
cheap, or just I don't want to spend money on that.
The same.
Humble and cheap? No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good point.
Welcome to Wine and Weed, guys.
Yeah, let's get into it.
We have a very special show for you this week. I'm Chris Reinecker, a.k.a. the Chronostewer, a.k.a. the Goop in Your Gap, a.k.a. your new baby daddy, a.k.a. Big Ditch Energy, which somebody hit me up and was like, how come you left Big Ditch Energy behind? Because my hometown is called the Rio Grande, which translates.
If you have to explain it, is it?
It translates to Big Ditch.
Yeah, he did this. Like, he does this. Yeah, I don't know.
I think you don't explain it, right?
I'm explaining it to you.
You shouldn't.
Okay.
Some people do.
A.k.a. your new baby daddy.
Is this what happened last time? Me and you just ganged up.
I think that's probably what happened.
It might have.
sorry.
And this is my co-host,
That's it?
a.k.a.
La la la.
La La La,
Speed
a.k.a.
bump.
Speed Bump,
Mustache
a.k.a.
Maven's back. Do
I'm
your
so
fucking
sorry.
job, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so
Get
sorry.
on your fucking shit. We're doing a fucking show here, Chris.
Whoa.
I was way too relaxed. A.k.a. the Mustache Maven. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see the mustache is back. And I don't know how long it's going to stay
And the
for.
mustache is going on the road.
The mustache is going on the road. Right now.
I think it's weird for me, as somebody that's known you've been rocking this beard for a while. I know a white supremacist rally is coming up, and all of a sudden you've shaved and you got a Hitler mustache out of nowhere.
It is.
And I'm going on the
And
road.
you're going on the road
To Middle America.
Why are you
Middle
doing that with
America.
your hand?
Oh,
Did you just
on
see
the
that?
road.
No, I meant like
Wild
You
You
film.
saw that, right?
I saw
You
it.
got it on
Oh,
camera.
and now he's like, "Hey, okay."
Oh shit!
I did look at myself in the mirror today and go, do I look like a Proud Boy in this
Yeah,
outfit?
bro,
In this
bro.
outfit?
But
I
I
hope
think
not.
if you added the glasses, then it turns
He'd be
into
the
like
journalist.
sexy, like weird journalist, but
Yeah,
sexy weird journalist.
like
So-
you were, like we're an extra in Spotlight.
Like you probably have like done some shady shit, but
I teach some class.
you touch.
I meant to say teach. Like there's
You're
a
all over the
lot
place,
of
bro.
Freudian
And you
sleeps
stopped
happening.
doing therapy?
I gotta get back in. I skipped this week.
BetterHelp.com. Use my code CI.
And I am his co-host, Sterling Steelo Brim, aka Skate. What's my names? I don't fucking know. I smoked before the show.
It's not so easy.
It actually is. Let me jump into it, guys.
Here it goes.
AKA S to the B to your best to the breed. AKA is a third leg, no, it's just me. AKA concerned father. AKA Black Mama. AKA RIP Black Mamba. AKA Stevenson. AKA Fittington. AKA that dude. I think AKA oh man. Just add water. No, I'm joking.
Oh, that's
yeah, I got a
mine.
whole bunch for you, man. This memory's great.
I also think I should add an elephant seal one.
And with us,
Yes.
for
and with
back,
us this
I
week-
love saying shit like this. Back for the first time. Back for the first time.
Mentally, back for the second time
Yes.
physically.
Yes, physically, you were here.
Yeah, but my soul had left the building.
We got
No,
Kelsey.
your soul was here. It was dancing all around the place. It was a great time. It
Oh,
was a great
shit.
time.
Okay.
We enjoyed ourselves.
I think okay, that makes me happy.
We got Kelsey Darragh, the
Thank you.
hilarious actor, host, comedian,
Yeah.
writer,
Sure.
internet video producer,
That's
podcast host, all around great person,
Oh.
hilarious.
Trans. What did
I
you
was gonna
say?
say transparent. I love how radically honest you are with your content.
Good cleanup,
You
kid.
said radical trans.
A radical,
This is what I heard.
aka radical
A turf.
trans.
Got it.
You got any other AKAs?
No. I respect your space to hold those names for
you
yourselves.
can hit your. Give us one.
Okay. AKA. My nickname in high school was the Duchess, and I see you rolling a blunt over there, and I have not rolled a blunt in probably 15 years. Memories.
But you used to smoke in high school.
Wow, a
We're smoking
cone.
cones. So we're not rolling blunts. So
Oh, I thought I saw a blunt wrapper.
No,
I keep thinking that's chocolate. You got any chocolate?
What the fuck are you even looking at right now? Where's
It
the
wasn't
chocolate?
in your rider.
Yeah, you did.
Oh.
We do have chocolate. You want chocolate?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of chocolate?
I gave up drinking, but I took on sugar twice as hard.
Well, we have a bit of a story
Christ.
to start it off, because this is not Kelsey's first time on the podcast, but it is the first time we are airing the podcast. You guys may have noticed, whoa, Nucky and Wrigley affecting
chill,
my
man.
camera.
Crazy.
Yeah. Well, you guys may have noticed that I think around episode 14-ish, we skipped a week, and it was one of the only weeks we skipped.
You have not skipped a week during a global pandemic,
You're right.
might I point out.
Yeah.
But this episode was that.
It was worse than
Bad.
the global pandemic. No.
Yeah, no,
No,
some
it
would
wasn't.
say.
No, it was no.
It
No,
actually was hilarious. We were just still establishing the voice of the show, and the voice of the show
Was
Was
slurred.
not drunk bitch Karen.
because it was Pride Month, and we wanted to have you on
Oh,
as a
yes.
proud member of the LGBT community.
Thank you.
yeah.
But you were coming from
Yeah.
Pride.
He somehow knocked all the pride out of you as you walked away.
Yeah.
No, it was a great time. No bullshit.
I think I
It
had
was a
fun.
lot of fun. It was just
Yeah.
that we were like, we haven't really got across who
Yeah.
we are just yet, and we
Yeah.
don't want this thing to blur who any of us are. It wasn't the clearest voice.
No.
So we respected the fact that we were like, you know what? We don't know what you're really ultimately trying to say.
At all.
So let's just back
Because
out.
you couldn't understand me.
Because you showed up drunk
Yes.
from Pride.
Yes.
He showed up a little
Oh my God,
party
thank
drunk
you.
from a party.
I also
you
snorted
put this
an
on me?
Adderall before I came over.
Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have no shame. Never have, never will. That's my moniker.
I told you, radically transparent.
Feminist. Yeah, I think I remember I had drank way too much that day because we were in the Pride Parade and our float was the last float. So we had to wait probably 4.5 hours before we actually moved. And that was me just sitting on a float, binge drinking, not
Okay.
realizing I had to come be semi-professional. And so I took a nap from what I remember, snorted an Adderall, came straight here, drank a bottle of wine.
We drank 2 bottles of wine.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we try to limit ourselves on one.
And
But somehow we got through 2.
I believe you insisted,
That sounds about right. And that was my last time ever being drunk.
which is insane.
Yeah,
Insane.
which makes
You guys
me
bad
feel
people.
bad. Yeah.
It's your fault.
Because at some point we could have probably threw in the towel and said,
But
"This
why
is."
would you ever? You can't control a grown white drunk
That is
bitch.
also true. That is also true.
No, it's not. I actually should thank you guys because that's like, a big deal. That it was such a nice last memory.
And we can tell people from now on, like, hey, you know what? We helped someone be sober.
Yeah, you guys
This
are doing
show
all this
actually
work.
made someone sober.
Wine and weed is not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
No, in some cases you need it in order to
To
save
realize you
someone's
don't.
life.
We joked about doing a whole season of the show that was only interventions.
Oh man.
Like it was like surprise.
You bring him here, Dr. Phil walks
People were
out.
like, you asked me for months to come on the show. Got you,
No.
bitch. Let's talk about it.
Oh man.
But it was actually a great time. It just didn't make for a great podcast because it was so off topic and everyone was talking over each other.
But I think we had fun. I think we
We had
had
a lot of
fun.
Oh, we had a lot of
We had a
fun.
lot of
I
fun.
mean, maybe I'll do a little recap right here of what the show looked like.
Jeez, I have never seen it or heard it, but I do remember, I feel like I've met Steelo the way that you feel like when you meet someone you've never met, you feel like you knew them in another life.
Yeah.
That's like kind of how I feel.
Yeah,
I'm
we-
like, you had good vibes, I think.
Our
See,
vibes were great.
Yeah.
We had a great time.
Oh, definitely.
I just said good vibes. Fuck.
Is that why you feel like a Dave Matthews Band guy now?
Yeah, it's like you get sober and then you start waking up at 7:30 and doing mantras and you say things like good vibes.
Good vibes. Why
Good
not?
vibes. Yeah.
But now you're on the sober train.
yeah,
and
I'm
you're
a
loving
year-
it.
Well, I'm a year not drinking. Some people get angry when you say you're sober, but
That's
you
dope.
still, do a little wellness microdosing here and there. But yes, the problem was drinking, and it has been 1 year, and life has never been better.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah,
That's amazing.
I highly recommend it to anyone that thinks they should stop to just stop, and your life gets a lot fucking better.
Fuck, don't say that because I think I
It's
should
true.
stop sometimes.
You
I
do?
should just fucking stop drinking. Not because I'm like, I have a problem. I can't stop drinking. I never, like, I'll stop myself in a heartbeat. I'm like, I'm getting too drunk. Fuck that. But I'm just like, do I need to drink? I don't fucking need to drink. But then I'll go someplace and be like, if I didn't drink here, I'd probably kill all you people.
Wow, that's violent.
All right. Well, maybe I was exaggerating.
But do you feel like because your show and like kind of y'all's brand relies a little bit on wine and weed that
It does not. What makes you think that?
the
title, Sterling.
joint in your hand?
The title.
But
No.
do you ever feel like you could stop and people wouldn't give you shit?
No, people won't give me shit.
Really? That's good. You surround yourself with people like that.
Yeah. I think. Cut to the comments.
have
You
no
fucking
friends.
pussy. No, you want to, like, you can't call me that anymore, dude.
We've done shows where we don't drink wine. Every once in a while, we're like, we don't feel like wine today.
Yeah.
I just did a little week long little cleanse from everything,
Mm-hmm.
except
Just make sure
weed.
you could.
He's
I don't
mentioned it
cleanse
3
from
weeks in a
weed.
row now. We're like, we
Bragging.
get it. You've juiced.
But that's the
I
problem
did
is
it.
when I would do that shit too. I would go 30 days just to be like, see, I don't have a problem. I can quit whenever I want.
I do that all the time. That's
Yeah,
fine.
But you
But
have
that's an excuse for me.
chaotic things happen to you when you drink. I don't think I have as many chaotic stories.
I'm fun. What do you want from me?
As
I
you
can't help that my life
had.
is fun.
But also quarantine is definitely like just drinking less amounts.
what? People are drinking
I'm
more.
drinking less amounts, but more often. So I'll have like a glass of wine with dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually, I was, and then I kind of stopped that, and now I
Now I
don't
miss
feel
it.
like I'm drinking as much as.
Now I miss it. I want the wine back.
It's right next to you.
I mean, we're drinking for our show. We have a bottle of wine, sure.
That's a
should steal
fancy
my
bottle. A Cote de Rhone, I think, right?
But I do. I think that's good and cool, and I like people who
You
Who-
grow the fuck up.
go sober and
Yeah.
Whoa.
decide what to do.
No, I'm not saying if you still drink, you can't grow up. But
No,
I saw a
That
problem.
felt targeted.
I was directly calling you out. That's actually why I'm here today. Dr. Phil,
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, fuck, Chris.
somehow we got Dr. Phil to hide in your pantry.
No, I mean, if you, I think that I grew up in a family with people who struggle with addiction and stuff. So I know, like, that I've seen people, I'm like, that.
Fuck
That-
their life up,
yeah. And I hope that I have great people around me that if I was ever there, they would be like, hey, man, we need to talk to you.
No one said that shit to me.
So maybe you have
Yes, I
shit
started
friends.
drinking again. I think I was a really good
No
alcoholic.
one said to me, you're like, all right, maybe you should drink, man. People miss you.
Yeah.
People miss the drunk.
No one ever
No, I'm
calls me
joking.
anymore. No, but like I think I was so good at it, and everyone just kind of knew me as the person that could drink a lot because that was how hard I like pushed it. And
was your
why I was
brand.
so proud of it. I don't fucking know.
it definitely was your brand. You grew
Yeah,
a page hugely
Yeah.
because she was kind of like she had a bunch of wine sketches of like women who drink wine.
I was the girl whose entire personality started on like pizza and wine. That was my fault. I'm sorry, internet, that we did that.
I like to think that we, while we have
person
wine
still
and weed
exists.
on this show,
Person still exists, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
the wine person.
I was in the wine and pizza like person. Like, so don't be sorry, internet. Internet should still thank you.
Yeah, but just don't make it your whole fucking personality. the way
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even with this show, I feel like, we don't, it's not like we just talk about wine and weed the whole time and get drunk.
No.
We kind of disguise a new show as a party show.
Yeah.
And I think that gets party people involved with thinking about the world.
I like the idea of like though that it's like it feels very relaxing when you're here, right? It's like you're hanging out with friends. Maybe you don't even realize the cameras are here. You're just saying stuff. You're just talking. Get a
Yeah.
little loose. Feels nice.
Good
We got
vibes.
7 people
Good
canceled on this
vibes.
show.
Fuck.
No one
that.
ever realizes the cameras are here, and then we're just saying stuff. People are
Damn.
like, you can't say that, dude, but we're gonna put it out.
Yeah. Well, thank God Chris didn't do that to me.
We care about
last year.
numbers.
Oh, I can tell.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I didn't want you to get canceled last
Nobody.
year.
This show is so against canceling because we bring our friends on,
Yeah.
and we also give them fucking weed and liquor. How shitty of people we be? Like,
Look at this house.
we want you to get drunk and then prey on you. Say something crazy. Like,
you,
no.
you get to come spend an afternoon at this fucking mansion with a pool. There's a Mercedes fucking toy truck in the corner. These dogs, I like them a lot. Covered in
Okay,
dog
all
hair.
right. We're gonna cut that out. We don't want people to think I'm doing well.
Fuck off. Look at that couch. Come on.
The couch is whatever. Chris spills wine on his couch every week.
I saw the episode where he burned it last week or 2
Yeah,
weeks
he's
ago.
burned it. Oh, thank you.
I didn't
Thank you.
burn it. Where's the
bro?
burn
You
mark?
had ashes all on. You burned it 2 days ago.
No, I thought it was burning.
All right,
I got
thanks.
tripped out. I went like, what the? But it was just, it wasn't. I was high.
Yeah, look at Nucky.
That is.
Let's not gang up on
I
Chris.
can't believe
in
you
this
paid
episode.
money for that.
Oh, that is mean. I
No,
did,
I mean
though.
I love Frenchies and I fucking love dogs.
But him.
But what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, he's Nucky.
What the fuck? Someone should be paying you to take care of it.
No, that's my baby. Nucky. Hey, baby boy.
Of course you love it. But what is it? What is it doing right now?
He is
He's
biting
eating a
the
plastic.
air.
That is a fucking Monopoly piece.
What? I rest my case.
One time, Nucky was eating a fucking razor, and I don't know how his mouth was not bleeding at all. I said, "This
How
nigga,
much have you spent
this
on
nigga's
this
a
dog?
superhero, huh?"
Yeah.
He what? I didn't. How much have I spent on him?
On him. How
What
much
do you
did you
mean?
pay for him? And then how much in owning him have you spent on him, you think?
I would never put a price on the love I have for Nucky. First of all, Second of all, I would never admit to the amount of money I paid for him. Third of all, I guess I don't spend a lot of money on Nucky.
Except that one time when
he
Nucky
did have
got
surgery. He did have a slip disc, and I had to. Yeah, exactly. Look. If you hate Nucky, I wish I would have taped this week of Nucky's life. You'd have just been like, okay, I love him. I'm sorry. He couldn't walk. His face would just constantly hit the ground. He tried to stand up. Face hit the ground. He just couldn't. It was the saddest fuck. I was crying. Like, I didn't even know I love Nucky just as much until this shit. Look at him. Fucking crazy. Fucking crazy.
Look at you.
Also, the shadows were taking over this house
Yeah.
without Nucky fighting the shadows.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's nothing hotter than a guy who cries over his dog. Are you kidding me?
Thank you.
I cried over my
It's a movie
dog.
I'm writing right now. It's called John Wick.
Yeah.
And I know you're not participating, but today,
Oh, I know that wine.
Today, Steelo and I are drinking. Oh wow, Gerard Bertrand,
What'd you call me?
Côte des Rosé,
Côte d'Aron.
Côte d'Aron. No, is it really? That's what it is? We got to get better at wine.
I didn't read that. Bring me in that shit.
I know
We're
my wine.
drinking Côte d'Aron.
No, we're going to keep the first
We're
one in.
drinking-
You're going to give her props.
Yeah, god damn it.
All right, fine.
It's rosé. It's a beautiful
All right,
bottle.
fine. Disappointed. All right, I guess I'll
It's
give her
millennial pink with the see-through bottle. I mean, that
Ooh.
is a
Oh, talk about cold on like just a fucking hot West Hollywood day
by the pool.
by the pool.
in a
Chris.
plastic champagne glass.
In a
it's-
plastic champagne
Because
glass.
it's dangerous to have real glass by the pool.
If
by the
I could just
expensive
have
pool.
1 ounce of the selling talent that she has.
You'd be a lot richer.
She reads. She does ads like she has
Like I believe in them.
always believed in
Better help.
every single one of
Slash
them.
The
Yeah.
Scrub Daddy.
Ooh, I do have a scrub daddy. Listen,
I do
okay.
too.
Hey,
First
watch,
of all,
so sell it to you right now.
QVC. Here
there
we
was
go.
like 6-year-old Scotch like duct tape on my concrete floor when I moved in, and the only thing that removed it, guess, Scrub Daddy. You're right.
Yep, because we had already mentioned Scrub
Yeah.
Daddy's kind of had a hint.
That wasn't my best.
No, but I like the Scrub Daddy. I have one.
Yeah, they're great.
They are great.
You can't find a scrub thing that beats the
the
Scrub,
Scrub
Daddy.
Daddy. Now let's put
Yeah,
our
yeah.
thumbs in
Sorry.
together and let's get this
Okay.
check.
Scrub
Scrub
Daddy. That would be a great ad for
Ooh,
you
cut
guys.
that in.
Are you kidding me?
Chris is like,
Young
what the
people
fuck?
podcast.
Chris is thumb just trying to get it out of nowhere.
Diversity, no white man involved.
Yeah, that's great.
That's money.
That's called money, Scrub Daddy.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
Sorry.
How do you feel about master bedroom? Should it
Masturbating?
no master bedroom? Do we get rid of master bedroom?
What the fuck is master
When you
bedroom?
say this is the master bedroom,
This is the master bedroom.
is that racist?
Is that racist? Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh
I like my master bedroom.
Oh, is that where it comes from?
Of course.
Of fucking course. Yeah. Get rid of it.
All right, cool. Let's get into the stories of the week.
Armed black militia group NFAC marches at KKK stronghold Stone Mountain. Supporters say they're in tears. The group known as Not Fucking Around Coalition demanding the removal of carvings of Confederate figures on the side of the mountain where KKK was reborn in 1915. Hundreds of protesters dressed in black armed with assault rifles marched towards Stone Mountain, Georgia, demanding the carving of Confederate figures on the side of the mountain be removed in light of recent events. Those figures include Robert E. Lee, Jefferson Davis, and Thomas J. Stonewall Jackson. Although some found the sight to be alarming, Stone Mountain Park Police told media they had no issues with the gathering. The park had just recently opened after being closed due to COVID-19 pandemic. As such, there has not been many people gathered this weekend. However, on July 4th afternoon, more than 100 people showed up protesting the monument, which is one of the largest in the country. The protesters were heavily armed, but workers with the park's public safety division said they had no issues with the group coming in to exercise their right to free speech. Shortly after 2 p.m. local time, the armed protesters were allowed to enter the park from the west gate. They then headed to the lawn area of the park where the monument can be viewed. The group then went to Memorial Hall, spoke, and then left with an escort by the park police. Both north and west entrances to the park were closed and no one else was allowed to enter during the demonstrations. Those in the park were allowed to hike and walk, but no attractions were open. The mountain is also a notorious meeting place for the Ku Klux Klan, which was reborn atop it.
1,000 African Americans went marching with guns on this huge Confederate monument that was built in the 1900s.
Who told y'all to call us African American?
I don't know. What am I allowed to do?
I'm joking.
Nothing.
You can't do anything.
Microphone down. The fact that he has a microphone.
Yeah. No.
You're welcome.
No. Yeah. 1,000 black militants. They all went with fully armed down to Stone Mountain. I didn't know that. I love that you both tried to act shocked and surprised, like you've never been to the fucking Confederate theme park.
Yeah.
But
There's a Confederate theme park?
That definitely doesn't.
Crazy.
But no, when they said that shit, we all were like, "What the fuck? They have a theme park?"
Like, what are the rides there?
They said they had a plantation.
No, I will not.
Is it a horror
think of any.
house? It's an escape room. That's what it is.
Oh, that's
Everyone
funny.
goes to the slave experience and it's an escape room.
Wow. And you can't escape. It's just today. It's in a room today.
We looked this mountain up before because I didn't know what it was. And it's like a Mount Rushmore, but for Confederate.
For Confederates. Yeah.
It's like we said,
It's well
kind
done.
of beautiful.
It's well done. Let's start with that. Scoped it beautifully.
Oh no, where is it?
It's in Georgia.
I
But
think we also need to recognize that one of the most terrible things about this is that these were made in the 1900s.
That's not that long ago.
But it's also way after the Confederacy. Like
Right.
It's not like it was
No
made
excuse.
during the Confederacy and it's like a relic from time. It's
no, this was 1915 when the KKK came back around, right?
Yeah, and they
so
were
people,
like,
those people are still here. Some
Oh,
of those
yeah.
people are still here.
I'm sure still alive.
They're probably dead. They're dying. They're definitely gonna be
Yeah.
out soon. But somebody might still be around.
They're
to be
still
like,
racist.
yeah.
but they're in their 70s
And their kids are
and they're
racist.
running the country.
Yeah.
That's like
That's
so
what's going
much
on
more
right now.
outrightly proud versus like, oh, it's a plantation. We're trying to save our history by making it a wedding venue. But instead it's like, no, this is pay us money to ride on the. I'm not going to make a joke about what kind of ride it would be. But
I don't
it would
know
be a
if
bad
it's like
ride.
pay us money. I think I would feel more like it's a club. It's a membership only club.
Like club or like
No, I
show
don't.
me your card.
I wouldn't be surprised if they built. They mentioned the theme park. I wouldn't be surprised
It's an
if they
EDM
had a nightclub on the resort as
Silent
well.
rave.
They had
White people do love that shit.
Yeah, they love silent raves.
You've never
They'll
seen
do
a black
it.
guy at a silent rave.
They'll definitely do a silent
Yeah.
rave at the Confederate Stone Mountain. I
Oh,
can see them
100%.
doing that
That's
shit.
happening right now.
Underneath their hood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh man, they love Dylan Francis.
but they love Dylan Francis. But no, I would imagine that like it's I don't know if you can be like if you're a black person that can go there. I don't know if those black guys are like, you know what, we're not fucking. Oh shit, that's a roller coaster.
Hold on one second.
Like,
oh
let's
my
get
god.
on it. Like
Can we go?
I
Can
think
we
they're
go?
like,
Looks like
yo,
fun.
I don't think they have access
Why-
to
how-
everything.
It is nice that the park people let them was
How
supported
nice
their march.
of them.
It wasn't nice. It was the
Okay.
it was
the right thing to do.
it was the only thing
Chris.
they could do, in my opinion.
But with something
'Cause
like this,
you have to allow
Yeah.
it. You have to allow it
Yeah.
to at least. But they're gonna definitely try to retaliate.
then
They're
they
gonna
can
try
say-
to retaliate for sure.
They're gonna say, look, we're not racist. We're allowing black people in with their guns, and
They don't
look
care
at
about
us
that.
getting along.
That's not what it's
But
about.
is the way to get rid of something like that the only way to get rid of that is to tear it down? Because what else is gonna get rid
But
of it
also-
soon?
Who's the park person? Like, is he gonna stop 1,000 black men with guns? Too?
No.
Is he
Doesn't
like, I
look
have
like
a
it."
whistle. All of you back up. I run the park.
Stop it! I don't like it.
Don't. back up, you back up. Like, no, he's like, I guess I gotta let him in.
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
They said they're gonna shoot me if I don't.
this is gonna be a bad look for us. Damn.
So
Georgia.
I 100% understand why black protesters are marching with guns, because white protesters march with guns. But I also wish no protesters marched with guns.
Of
Yeah,
course,
not
Chris.
so many people.
Of course, Chris.
It
We
makes me
all
like-
wish all
I'm
of
like,
this.
why do the white people
gun
start
control. What? That's not what we're talking
always
about.
just
No,
makes me
I'm
Okay,
no,
Give
I'm
the space
no,
for
I'm
the issue.
no, I'm saying that like if like a lot of this
Yeah.
shit could have been solved with just not treating black
fists.
people that
Oh,
way.
And that.
No, because then you probably wouldn't have thought that you needed the right to bear
Yeah.
arms to fucking protect. No, I'm just.
That's a great point.
I'm just saying in general, like a lot of
Historically,
this stuff could have been solved with just the fact that we're all people.
Don't hate black people. Yeah.
Yeah, but yes, I agree with you. I wish people were not marching with guns.
Yeah.
Period.
No, it's.
But I also understand motherfuckers being like, y'all keep marching with guns and y'all letting them walk next to you guys. Y'all letting them stand next to y'all at some points as if y'all need backup.
Damn.
Thank God you're here. They were
Damn.
scaring me on the left side. like he's not even on your team.
And that's just gonna be used as propaganda for the right anyway.
I'm just afraid of I hope it doesn't build to anything where
What?
a bunch of protesters show up with guns and then cops show up being fucking cops, and then
It's like a
we have
mass
war in
fucking
the street.
shooting. Yeah.
It'd be
We
terrible.
all hope it's not that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But wouldn't be surprised.
But I
But America, the movie.
Yeah.
understand how it
Happy
happened.
4th.
Well, that sucks. That's crazy that there's a Confederate theme park.
Stop
Yeah.
it, guys.
Yeah.
I'd say replace them all with Dollywoods. Dollywoods seem pretty unproblematic.
Dolly
Do you-
World?
Dollywoods, is that what it's
No,
called?
I don't know.
There's a
Dolly
Dolly
Parton
Parton
World. Am I
theme-
lost?
Theme.
There's
Dolly
a
Parton
Dolly
theme park?
Parton
Where?
theme park in
In
Tennessee.
Tennessee,
Tennessee?
Nashville, where
Oh.
she's from, right?
Okay. Okay. Is
But
that
isn't-
is it popping?
I've never been.
I've been.
There's
How is
no
it?
way in hell you've been there.
I have been there because I went to a competition in Tennessee, and it was like, what is there to do in Tennessee?
What kind of
I
competition?
guess there's a
A
Dolly.
debate competition?
It was an improv competition.
Of course it was.
Same thing.
Duh.
Sorry, guys.
Why didn't we? Say
It was
that?
the World Championships.
Oh.
And I won.
And it's in Nashville?
Yeah,
Seems fake.
it's in Knoxville. It's in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Knoxville.
Yeah, 48 states, 15 countries. We won the World Championship.
48
so,
states, 15 countries,
yeah.
and you personally.
Let's get into racism and
Yeah.
improv, Chris.
Oh, hey, I'll do
I'm
it.
joking. I'm joking.
No, but I went to Dollywood World. Dollywood.
And
I
she's
always thought it
cool
should have
with
been
all
called.
that?
I wonder if there was a
Like-
racist undertone. I wouldn't have known
She okay?
because
she licensed
Yeah.
this.
Are we?
yeah,
You support it?
she has I'm pretty sure that the Dolly World or
lives
Dollywood
there.
franchise is
It's her house.
I'm
unproblematic.
pretty sure she lives there.
She has a theme park.
That's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess like when you think about it, I guess we could all put on our list that we would want a theme park.
Yeah.
when it's all said and done.
When you have that much money or power,
like, what else
fuck
is there to
it.
do? It's like get a fucking theme park.
Yeah.
Have
Richie
people
Rich,
be like, man, I went
yes.
to your theme park.
Yeah. One would fit out there. That's how big this house
Crazy.
is, you guys.
Oh my god.
You have so much real estate out there.
That's a lie.
I'm putting in a teacup machine thing, whatever, the spinny cups.
Do you know of any other crazy theme parks?
Uh,
I don't. I just all I got is Dollywood.
What
But
do you
I
mean
wonder.
crazy
Crazy
theme
theme
park?
Like
Let's
like
look at
a,
list of
like we
crazies.
just found out there's a Confederate
We
one.
just found out.
I swear
yeah.
we just. but Dolly Parton has a theme park. Are there any other?
Michael Jackson's.
Neverland Ranch. Sure.
Oh, it's a ranch. Sorry, never mind.
It's it has rides.
Yeah, it's not a theme park though. A theme park says to me somewhat that people can just go there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if Dolly thought
Michael
theme
Jackson's
park is
was a
It was
selection
a-
process. It was
It was exclusive.
Charlie, you got the gold ticket.
Oh
No,
I'm joking.
most of the kids
I'm
were there.
I'm
under the
joking.
right
I'm a
reason.
Michael Jackson fan. You know that. You've seen me defend him on this
Oh,
show.
wow.
But I still like dark jokes.
Yeah, absolutely. I also will say that most of those kids had the time of their lives.
Oh, yikes.
Now, guys, I didn't say that. Okay.
No, not the kids that got molested. Most of the kids that went to the
I
theme
heard
didn't
park.
you
say that.
say
You
the
did
kids
not
who went there
specify.
had the time of
of their
their
lives.
lives getting
Yeah, that's what you said.
touched by a
Oh,
Man.
that is not what I meant.
You
I
are
wasn't.
implying so
soul
much
of a
more.
little
Michael Jackson
boy.
would never. We defend Michael Jackson
In this
show.
house and R.
On the-
Kelly too.
No, we do not defend R. Kelly.
I'm also on the
Completely
fence
different
about defending
scenarios.
Michael Jackson, but I will defend him in the point where a lot of kids went there and did not get molested.
And had the time of their lives.
Yeah.
Can both exist?
Can both? Can some people like
That's
Neverland
my
Ranch?
theme of this year. Is like, can both exist? Can we have space for both? Can it be a fun theme park and a Confederate theme? Can children make happy memories riding the fucking tilt-a-whirl?
And some get molested.
There's got to be a middle ground.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. Burn it down.
I think that's. Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah. The show is good. The show is.
This
good.
is like the first topic.
This is.
Yeah,
Is
let's
it?
How
go to
long
the
do
next
we
one.
film
We
for?
are.
We'll go speed round. Let's go
Okay.
speed round.
Elon Musk, Kim Kardashian endorsed Kanye West running for president. After years of hints, Kanye West formally announced he is running for president this year in a challenge to Trump, who he once supported, and the Democratic rival Joe Biden winning support from his friend and Tesla CEO Elon Musk. Rounding off his 4th of July, West tweeted on Saturday night, "We must now realize the promise of America by trusting God, unifying our vision, and building our future. I am running for president of the United States. #2020vision. Musk tweeted in response, "You have my full support." Wife Kim Kardashian also publicly pledged her support, retweeting West's statement and adding a U.S. flag emoji. West's announcement follows years of hints that he would run for office this year, which he later postponed to 2024 after publicly declaring at a Fast Company event in 2019, "When I run for president in 2024, we could create so many jobs. I'm not going to run, I'm going to walk." But the rapper, who recently inked a 10-year deal with Gap through his Yeezy brand, is reportedly yet to file any paperwork to get on state election ballots, while he has missed the deadline for states including Texas, New York, and Indiana. It is not known how serious West's intentions are this time around. However, he still has time to file an independent candidate across most states, according to Ballotopedia.
Elon Musk backed him up and said he has his full support.
Imagine those two fucking loonies.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It gets real. It
In an office.
It's fun. It's probably a ride. It's a ride.
Talk about a theme park. Those two.
That's a theme park.
I feel like that
Make
room
That
just.
shit.
I could see them making a theme park.
And
Why
I
would they
would go
not
to
make
it.
a theme
They're
park?
making their own
He already
city.
said he's Disney. He said, "I'm the Disney of this generation."
He is.
So then Elon Musk can put that actual plan together to show us what Disney can do.
And what it's missing out on.
No doubt in my mind, they have already brainstormed a theme park.
They're creating their own city.
For sure.
Of course.
Yeah.
For sure.
Also,
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like
run by AI.
I actually-
Where everyone dressed the same.
I
Yeah,
don't know if they
we're all
are
robots.
doing cocaine, but I'm sure that room feels like cocaine.
I get
if that makes
All right,
sense.
I'll take
It's
that.
like,
Yeah.
what if we also did this? What if we? It's like every business plan and every big idea, and it's all happening in one room. It must be
There has to
electrifying.
be. They're too similar. There has to be a straight man
There has
in
to be
that relationship.
someone to balance something.
There has to be someone with their feet on the ground
Or someone that just like breaks stuff randomly just to get them distracted.
and to takes their phone away. It's like
All right, I'll
they
do it,
need
guys.
no men, or they are who they are because they never had no men in their life.
Oh,
Oh shit!
I like it.
Thanks.
Did
What
you
if
smoke?
I did.
What it did? Huh? Yeah.
Well, first of all, okay.
How long do you think they have together?
What party does he run under? Is my first question.
Oh yeah, I forgot he ran for president.
Okay, yeah, Kanye West.
So
is
he's
running.
trying to be on the ballot for this year.
Yeah, randomly he's like, you know what? I'm gonna let you finish, but
Throw my name in the fucking hat.
yeah, he was like, Kanye West is here.
Holy shit.
So 2020. First of all, okay, cool. He's not really running for president. If he runs, I think he'll run under the Democratic Party. I think he'll do that just to take votes from Joe Biden,
oh,
just so Donald Trump can win.
conspiracy. This is great.
I love it.
I love it.
That's what the show's about.
Oh shit.
Let's go making up stories. Let's go fake shit.
I'm here for this.
Our
What if
show-
Go fake news.
Donald Trump is working with Kanye to get him to run?
Look, let's talk about it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
Red hat on
I'm
at all times.
bored
Let's get on
for
it,
this.
right?
Donald Trump is like, hey, remember when we were friends? And he was like, yeah. And he's like, I'm not doing so hot. What if we took our BFF necklaces and we put them back together? I give you. What do you think he's giving him in order for him to make this announcement? Because that's 100% what it is, to take votes from Joe Biden.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, Kanye is definitely excited that he is like has power in the
He's
White
gonna
House.
get the merch.
Kanye.
He's doing the merch. He's getting a deal to do the merch for Trump
already
2020.
Have a shirt that says Kanye 2020 on it from like 2014.
But Kanye's gonna make the actual merch. The hat is getting old. It
Wait,
means
but you
something.
you think Kanye's gonna make Kanye merch, right?
No, Kanye's gonna bow out. That was all fake. It was just for.
When do you think he's gonna bow out?
Oh man.
Before people vote?
No.
He's gonna concede the day of.
Yeah, through a concert.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Through a
But it's
virtual concert. It's a virtual concert.
And all the
why?
proceeds.
Why did we not put this together before?
Yeah.
It's gonna be on Fortnite.
Ain't
Travis
you-
Scott
Twitch?
did it
Of course.
first. Now he does it. He might do Twitch just
Live
to say
stream.
he's not the same. Of course, he's Kanye.
It's a visual race.
it is.
It's like a visual run.
Yeah,
It's metaphorical.
Yes.
It's not
It
anything
never
physical.
stops.
Right. It's
because the
going.
run never stops.
He's already.
He's running right now.
Yeah.
And the
It's so
game hasn't
great.
started yet, or has it not started for
We're
us?
in exactly.
It's already started
Level
for
up.
him. You know how the game started for him? Have you seen Ready Player One?
Of course. Been
Does
living
that
in
explain
it.
everything?
Are we real?
Are we? Kanye is the creator
God.
of the game.
Trump
so
and
he
Kanye
thinks
are the same person.
they are the exact same person.
Yeah.
I
for
just tweeted
sure.
today that Kanye is trying to run the exact same plan on us that Trump did, except for America's going to remind him that he's black.
But we already had a black president. Couldn't it happen twice?
And we didn't like it.
It's also he's running against
I don't like
another
that.
Trump as well. It's gonna be very strange if somebody goes, okay, I'm gonna switch from Trump to Kanye.
Because
Or-
it's about who can outtweet who, and really
Yeah.
who can.
He is.
Well, that's a good question.
Let's talk
I'm
about
back
it.
for it.
Let's fucking talk about
Who
it.
could?
Who could outtweet who?
Kanye versus Trump.
Let's talk about it.
Wow. Oh, if they got in a Twitter battle.
Where have you been?
But who has more power to pay, like to get more shit on each
over
other?
I'm back. Welcome back, Crystal.
Hi, Chris. We give you the mic back.
I was just thinking about. I was still like back in the visualization,
Exactly.
simulation. of
Yeah,
it
but
all.
Twitter,
Hello.
Who do
Trump
you
will
think-
say
who
anything,
do you
but so
think-
will Kanye.
I think they're
they're
both
both
geniuses
bored, yeah.
in terrible ways of Twitter.
Yeah.
You know, like they're both evil geniuses of Twitter.
Ooh, I have something to
I
tell
think
you
Trump's
later.
more of an evil genius at Twitter than Kanye is.
Oh,
But I think Trump's losing his stuff. I don't think Sleepy Joe is hitting like crooked Hillary. He's even trying to switch to Crooked Joe, and it's
Ew.
like you already did this.
So do you think there's a chance we're
I
gonna...
used crooked already.
You couldn't come up with anything else?
Come on, man.
But do you think people are actually... Is he going to take votes away? Like, are young people going to vote for Kanye instead of Joe? Or are we too smart?
No bullshit though. If Kanye does merch for real and it drops, it's gonna sell like shit. And if he I think Kanye can get young people, stupid young
When you
people.
say sell like shit, it's gonna sell like shit, or, you
Or
mean
it's going to sell like shit.
No, it's gonna sell crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's what I
So
got.
I
the
just-
vibe. I got the vibe.
I was like,
My
wait.
bad. I didn't know
It's
you.
No,
sell
your
like shit.
intonation was a little confusing.
Yeah, it wasn't.
So the popularity of that alone. You're
Yep.
right. You said you have a Kanye 2020 thing. I think I also have a shirt that says Kanye 2020, and now I feel like I can't fucking wear it anymore.
No.
It's not funny.
It's not funny
It's
anymore.
not fucking funny.
It's just
But
real.
I think people might. We joke, but we continue to talk about this. I hope people do not vote for Kanye as a joke.
There's a new level
Yeah.
of what's acceptable. Who fucking knows?
I
Is
don't-
it a joke?
I
Or is
don't
it
like
just
people-
you
I'm
want
sorry.
crazy out of crazy? You want someone to out crazy the crazy.
I don't want people to keep trying to compare Kanye. Don't write his name in like y'all did with Harambe. I'm like, don't compare Kanye to a gorilla. This is not the time.
Yeah, Jesus.
What if you did? What if Kanye was like, and I'm gonna release an official plan and objectives, and you read the plan and objectives,
And agree
and
with
it was
them.
kind of like,
He's got a
that's
point.
kind of cool.
Yeah. No. I believe.
What would you do?
No,
like, how would you?
I believe that
what
could be
would
the
your brain
case.
do?
If he picks Elon Musk as his VP, are we voting for them?
No.
no,
No.
No. Well,
We're like, it can't get worse. Can
No,
it?
we do not
my
need
God.
to think like that.
Okay, right.
No.
You're right.
No.
No.
Listen, if I saw a plan that Kanye put together that was a dope plan, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Kanye is actually a smart guy. I think people try to play
Totally.
Kanye. Kanye is fucking smart. He's a genius in a lot of ways, not in every aspect. But I also think to myself, I wouldn't trust Kanye to carry out anything. To get it from point, it would take too long. I feel like he would have to get too tired. He would have to get too. I'm a creative. You gotta allow me to create.
he has a bad record. He doesn't release albums.
This is presidency. We do not have to allow anything. Get this done.
Yeah.
You're right.
He can't listen to the people. He works for himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
He could never work for the people.
Yeah, I'm trying to now apply, instead of like, isn't it crazy that Kanye ran for president? I'm trying to think about Kanye as a politician and like what his record says about him and like where his values have been before. And like, no way, fuck you.
Yeah.
You're
Old
like,
Kanye.
Old Kanye.
Old Kanye, yeah.
Well, I don't want old Kanye doesn't maybe have enough experience. And now new Kanye he got his experience, but he's
outrageous
nuts.
like Trump. That's like why people voted for Trump,
He's
because they're
the
like,
same person.
Yeah.
But I don't like that.
It's
Well,
the
I'm sorry,
same
Chris.
person. Yeah, no, you can't vote. But like now, it's weird because I'm like, are they just doing
But
this
with
whole?
Musk?
I'm just like, are they just trying to build this whole power couple entity so crazy because Kanye put out that Kim was a billionaire. She's not, apparently. Forbes says she's not.
She's
Cool.
a 100,000 million.
Which it does not matter. She's rich.
Yeah.
As shit. But no.
How shameful.
How dare they?
Take it back. Take
but-
it back.
But I feel like he was branding and marketing that, and then right from
Like,
that you announce,
yeah.
oh, I'm going to be president.
What else can you
It's
do?
like we're trying to continue to level up us as a couple to be just the top.
They're not
like,
doing it
why
for
can't we not be
anybody. Yep.
Trump? Because you know how Kanye thinks. He's like, why can't we not be? I can't do what Trump does, and you know she got to sit there and just take that whatever he talking about. She got to say, baby, you can do
Slowly.
anything.
Slowly turning
Leave
into
that guy."
Melania.
She, though, as first lady, listen,
You're here for it?
over Melania?
Okay,
Oh,
you're
Ka-
comparing
okay.
again. You're just comparing.
They're the same person. No, but
That's how they do it, though. That's how they do it to people's minds. To now the bar is that low.
You're
Fuck
right.
it, I'm voting for
There
Kanye.
you go.
You convinced me.
I'm voting for Kim as first lady
Oh.
over Melania.
Oh, that doesn't even make sense.
And I'm voting for Joe as president, Kim as first lady.
Oh, Joe
Do they have to get a
remarries Kim.
divorce?
No, it's open. It's 2020,
It's
baby.
open?
Hell yeah.
You think Kanye is now with Joe doing that? That's wild stuff, man. You
Yes.
can't. No, not openly. This is.
Will and Jada.
You think politics will get
Will
there?
and Jada.
Let's
It's
talk
been
about
there.
it.
They started it. They started it, politics.
Let's talk about it. No.
I love them.
Who, Will and Jada?
Yeah.
They're great.
I love them.
She's gonna be on
Joe
Red Table
Biden in
Talk,
it.
talking to herself. Did you see that?
No.
Oh, you don't keep up with Jada.
The Kardashians? Yes, I do. You
Jada. Not the Kardashians.
They wanted me to go on Red Table Talk
Did
and
they?
talk about mental health, and then COVID hit.
You gotta go on when COVID
Yeah.
doesn't when the
It's
COVID
never-
unhit. It's not.
It's never unhitting. It
But I
hit.
know. But I try to give people hope.
Cute.
Yeah, we know. We know.
Now that I know you're his girlfriend, that makes me so happy.
Wait, this was supposed to be a speed round.
I'm sorry, but like that's so sweet. Do you love that he cries over the dog? Isn't that the most precious thing? But just know
What the fuck is wrong with you, Alana?
but just knowing
Sick.
that he did that must make you so hard. Yeah.
Fam almost just spit out shit.
Cat falls asleep in washing machine and miraculously survives 12-minute cycle. A Burmese cat named Oscar miraculously survived a 12-minute cycle in the washing machine after owners didn't realize he'd fallen asleep inside. The 2-year-old cat had wandered inside the washer for a quick nap, only to be stuck inside for a grueling 12 minutes on a hot wash with detergent. Oscar's owner, Amanda Meredith, who lives in Majimba, first realized what had happened when she heard a peculiar meowing sound after her husband Angelo had loaded their bed sheets into the washer. Initially, Amanda thought he was whining and coming from the cupboard, so she went to hang out another load of washing, thinking nothing of it. But when she came back inside and Oscar was nowhere to be seen, she started frantically searching the house. There was that moment she realized her furry friend was stuck inside the machine. She told ABC News the poor little cat had his hands on the glass while he was holding the rotations, while he was doing the rotations, and he was looking at me. It was tragic. Thankfully, Oscar walked away with just a few bumps and bruises. It took a further 2 minutes after the machine had come to a stop and drained for the door to open.
Oh, man.
So many questions. So many questions. First of all, who the fuck would tell the news? Not only did yes, it's true. You're right. The vet did probably call you to tell you that my cat was in the wash, but you should have seen it.
It was
fucking
hilarious.
His paws were actually on the glass.
Like a cartoon.
I wonder.
There's no way.
No.
I imagine it would feel terrible to realize that you left your cat in the washing
And left
machine.
and decided to
He did
leave
this on
it
purpose.
on.
He did this on purpose.
You'd be crying and like you'd be feel really, really bad. And at what point, once you find out they survive, do you realize how hilarious it was?
Not ever. Not fucking ever.
You think if you got to experience it and actually see the cat, it's never funny? Or do you think at some
Ever.
point, no, if you save the cat, it might be funny to
in
you.
anime form, laughing?
So any human form, it's not funny.
No. Any human to
It's
human
a washing
animal
machine.
form.
So the
It's
wa-
a Washington.
It's a washing machine, so the water is going too.
But it's not like
Yeah.
a jacuzzi. It's not like he's like, ooh,
Yeah,
I
but it's
needed
not
this.
completely. No, it's not that at all.
Yeah, you're definitely watching an animal fight for their life.
And
No,
you left
no,
the
no,
cycle
you're going
on.
dark.
You left the
Come back-
cycle on.
Come back on this side.
Sorry.
She should have stopped the cycle. 12 minutes is a full ass cycle.
No, it's not a full cycle. Oh, he did a quick
Yes, it
wash.
is.
Did a quick wash. So it was
Yes.
powerful. It was powerful.
And it's hot,
No, it wasn't white. He was.
but he
doing,
probably smelled
He
really
was doing
good.
dark. She smells great. Huh? They were doing whites.
Thank you.
Did they put bleach in it?
Oh my God.
There was detergent in it.
Take the cat away from these people.
Oh man.
12 minutes?
I would say I'm not a cat person. I've never owned a cat. Are you like, why wouldn't you check the washing machine before?
I would never check the washing machine. My cat did get into the refrigerator once.
That makes sense. Cats
But-
like food, right? They still eat food.
They
right?
do. Oh my God, Steelo. They do. They do like food.
So the refrigerator makes sense.
But he like immediately like meowed and there was noise and I was like, oh my God, you dumb fuck. How did you get in here? They do get into places they're not supposed to. But what fucks me up about this whole situation is the cat got in there. She saw his little paws, skirt, 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 and she didn't fucking stop the cycle.
she tried to.
No,
He
it
was
said
like,
she
well,
finished.
No, really?
No.
Thank you.
Oh, cause you know it's got to do the spin. You know it's got.
She can't just rip
It's
it
got
open.
to drain.
She
Yeah.
was trying and
Oh, it won't
No.
open. You know, it won't
If
unlock.
that happened to me, hammer to the fucking thing. I'm pulling the goddamn thing off the wall. I'm not going. Well, I do have some lemons in there. Like, no, it's coming out. The cat is coming out immediately.
All right, you like cats? I'm joking.
I like cats.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm scared of cats. I wouldn't leave one in the washing machine either.
Good to know that there's
I-
a hard line.
For me, because
Serious.
I'm
Yeah.
only used to dogs, I can't even fathom like what cats have
Hendrix
is
is
height.
small though. I can
Cats
see
have
Hendrix-
height because like you can be like, how would Hendrix ever get in the washing machine?
You
Cats
threw him
like,
in there.
jump. Cats
Yeah.
could like go along the ceiling and like fall
And their
in.
natural instinct is to climb
Yeah.
shit. So,
and to
but
hide
like,
and be sneaky and want to murder you in your fucking sleep.
what happened with you and a cat?
My friend used to throw his cat
Oh,
on me.
okay.
Let's get into it. My friend at grandma school used to throw his cat at me when I used to walk in his house for no reason. Throw his cat. And I would duck, and sometimes the cat would clip me and shit.
So that's why you got a broken pig?
This is not a broken pig. This is a lovable dog. Do
I
you have a close-up?
love him
It's
more
not-
than anything in my whole life. I'm covered in his hair, but the fact that people make other people pay money to have that is insane. It's very sweet. You must be so turned on right now. That's insane. Look how cute that is.
That's my baby boy.
But they do say, I saw this on TikTok recently, that they do say guys who, I can tell you so much, that guys who like cats are more emotional than guys who like dogs.
Oh, duh. You don't have to fucking study that.
I said that as if it was news.
You did.
I just learned that.
It makes sense to me.
Do you like would you be like, guy with cat? That's hot. Or does it depend what kind of cat it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because cats are hard to win over. You win over a cat, you must be an okay dude.
Or it just
or you're
lives
both
with
just
you.
sneaky.
I stand corrected. Like, I feel like that dog will love anything.
No.
Nucky?
No?
No, this dog is
He's picky?
murdered. This dog is crazy.
Oh, well, shit. All right.
He's very aggressive.
Well, he doesn't look like it or act like it, but I feel like cats, they're fucking hard for it to come around you often and for you to be able to cuddle it. If a guy can do that, I will respect you. It doesn't mean I'm going to have sex with you, but I respect it.
I get that, I guess. I know a dude who got like 6 cats.
That's too much. That's fucking weird.
Okay.
This is a serial killer.
All right.
Put that away.
Maybe that
Don't talk about it.
That may also make sense.
Who is it? Name him.
No.
Okay.
Do you want to do the TikTok article now?
I want to talk about TikTok at all times.
Well,
How much are they paying
Are you guys not on TikTok?
No.
I have it on my phone. I've spent a little bit of time on it, and I don't think I need another one of these.
Dude, I've learned more on TikTok in the last 6 months than I've learned in my entire life.
Okay, that's really exciting.
Yeah.
The argument against TikTok is that it's Chinese spyware. But Kelsey, what's the argument for TikTok?
It's so much fun. I've learned how to DIY marble reusable cups. And like, it's fun as shit. It's very funny. It's a lot of activism, a lot of history. Like Gen Z is the better, cooler, more smart generation. We can all agree, right?
Yeah.
They're running TikTok. And so to pull the rug out from underneath them and be like, aha, you fucking idiots. You weren't even thinking about China. It's like, I don't think they care enough because what's being spread on the app is more valuable, I guess, than, I don't know. I don't really know what malware does, but I'm pretty sure doesn't Facebook steal all your fucking info, and just because it's American spyware, we're okay with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like all that.
Snapchat does it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's sad that we're just like, they're going to do it.
Alexa does it. Do you have one? Oh, you have one of those? Like that thing does it? I just got that thing too. It's crazy.
I don't even know what that thing is.
That's how rich he is.
What? So we should download TikTok?
No, I'm not getting TikTok, man. I don't want TikTok. I think TikTok is for Gen Z, and I love it for Gen Z, and I love what they do with it. But I'm fine. I think I did it. I think Instagram was as far as I'm supposed to go. As a parent, I think you make it to a certain age where you're like, this is where I'm going to reside. Our parents chose Facebook. I think I'm going to just choose Instagram. And no one's going to make me move again.
I appreciate your awareness of your dad ability.
Yeah.
But I think the thing about TikTok is like, I would want my kid to be on there. I don't get those dancing things because I
think that maybe
so they're not on my page.
I think that I feel like every time I talk to TikTok about talk TikTok with people.
Holy shit, that was way
every
too
time
hard
I
to say.
talk TikTok with people. They always go like, the fucking dancing. You're going to go start dancing on an app. And I'm always like, but there's some good like comedy shit I see reposted from
There's some.
TikTok.
I don't see dances. It's what you
I'm
like.
in the middle where I'm like, do I do TikTok?
The algorithm
But
puts
I don't
you
want
in,
another thing.
It's the brand of it. The brand is very young.
Yeah.
The when you attach TikTok to your name, it's more of a young demo as well.
But
so
as
you
an
kind of have
entertainer-
to dilute what your voice is somewhat as well to make your TikTok users like you.
No.
Somewhat. Yes, I'm saying if you're going to be huge, the huge people on TikTok are targeting a market. They're targeting a certain demographic, and it's not me.
But don't you want to see what like young kids are doing as an entertainer and a business owner?
I don't have Neverland Ranch. I'm fine with just keeping this space. This is where I like. This is it.
This is a mansion. This
This
is like
is
it's
not
called
a
Pink
mansion.
Bag. No, I guess
But I like digital. I like
Yeah.
to see where digital is going.
Same.
I have like a fascination
Yeah,
for digital video.
it makes it to Instagram maybe 2 days later, but I'm
No.
fine with that. Yes, it does.
I've
That-
stopped
If it's a big
Instagramming.
enough TikTok, it makes it to Instagram a day later. Facts. Fam, you're not in touch with your
Don't
Instagram
yell at me.
fam anymore.
Yeah, no, I've dropped
now
off
you're on
like
TikTok.
halfway.
See, yeah, now you're on
Why
TikTok.
are you not? Really? Now you're a
It's just so,
TikToker.
like Instagram. There's nothing to learn and see and have fun with. It's so selfish. It's so self-centered, so self-promoting. Except for like,
Oh,
as
you
of
haven't
late,
seen us in a while. We fucking upgraded Instagram.
We
okay?
upgraded a little
We're
bit
not just doing that
to
anymore.
activism.
oh, it's a lot of
We're
activism
using our
on it.
voices
Sure.
now.
But now it's like performative. It's just reposting.
There is a little bit of performance.
you don't think
Yeah.
TikTok is performative?
Besides
Wake
this
up,
dance
sister.
thing you're talking about, like I said, I'm learning so much fucking more about the news, about shit I would never hear about. It's like a
Maybe you just
visual
care
Twitter.
more. Maybe you care more.
No, I show too many antidepressants to have that much care.
I'm saying maybe the world is making you care more. Maybe things are.
Oh yeah, Sobriety did that, I think.
Yeah, see that too. Both those
It's
things
not
together.
TikTok. It's sobriety.
It's sobriety. You giving TikTok credit?
No, that's just fun.
You're feeling things. It's your heart. It's not
I
TikTok.
can't relate. What is it called? Using a sentence.
It's a heart.
How you spell it?
You love TikTok, but it's actually yourself.
I-
The TikTok was in you all along.
That's my heart. TikTok.
Oh, I like it.
Stop. We've gone too far.
You know,
Do you think TikTok's gonna stand the test of time the way Facebook and Instagram have?
No, I think we're gonna somehow ban TikTok still in America.
Fuck.
I see our government banning TikTok here in America very soon.
They've never
Really?
banned an app, have
I
they?
see it happening, guys. I just called it out. Put it on the board.
Put it
Oh,
on the
God.
bingo board.
Please, but don't manifest that shit.
Put it on the board. I'm sorry. You know what? You are probably making moolah.
No,
on
I'm not.
Tickety Talk.
I haven't made a single brand deal on Tickety Talk Talk.
Really?
I
then
just think
fuck
it's fun.
TikTok.
All right, fuck it. I don't know.
Let's get this money. Go back to Instagram.
Let's go back to Scrub Daddy.
Scrub Daddy.
Ding.
This episode has been sponsored by Scrub Daddy. Do you
He
want
does
to
get
do you want to
involved.
get into the story that
Oh, why I came here?
you've been thinking about?
Yes.
Why I came here.
Besides to see your giant compound and dogs.
You really don't remember this house from last time. Huh?
I really don't. Yeah.
You were here before.
I was here before, and I remember really liking the dogs and the vibe. Good vibes. But
We demand justice for 14-year-old Saraya Reese in Myrtle Point, Oregon. Saraya is a child who battles with mental illness. She was abruptly and improperly taken off her antidepressants by a local pediatrician who triggered her to go into psychosis. In this delusional state, she poured a small amount of gasoline on the living room carpet during the early morning hours as her parents and younger sister slept in the next rooms. Soraya's parents contacted Coos Health and Wellness for assistance. Rather than sending the trained mental health advisors, Coos Health and Wellness called the police. Soraya was then arrested, questioned without her parents or a lawyer present, charged with attempted murder and assault, and sentenced to 11 years in juvenile prison by Judge Megan Jaquat. Saraya remains incarcerated to this day with no mental health support and will be 25 years old when she is eligible for parole. This is not justice. This is inhumane.
So you know more about this story.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell?
yeah, I'd love to. So I've been working closely with Soraya's mother and family to bring awareness to her case. It'll be 1 year that Soraya has been in jail. It's a prison. It's juvenile prison, but it's fucking prison. They wake up in, a brick room with, you can't leave, you can't come, you can't go. It's not like a detention center. It is a jail. It'll be a year on Wednesday that she's been gone. And all of this started because she is a young biracial girl. She was 13 years old. She had a history of self-harm and depression and mental health issues. Her parents did as much as they could to get her help. She was in counseling. When it didn't work, they found out that she was being really severely bullied at school because the town is 97% white. And again, is black presenting. Like, she looks black. Like, her mom's white and her little
Yeah, she's a
sister is
black girl.
biracial, but she looks lighter skin. And she was being severely bullied. And so the pediatrician put her on antidepressants, a very high dose for a 95-pound 13-year-old girl. And when her mood didn't get better after 5 months of being on Prozac, 40 milligrams of it, a pediatrician cold turkeyed her off of it, which is incredibly dangerous and wouldn't be recommended by any medical professional. She went into psychosis, which is mania, which is very misunderstood, a very taboo subject. And in her psychosis and mania, her parents reached out to a health and wellness center, as they were told to do, and as like we've been fighting for recently with the Black Lives Matter movement, is like, why send police when we should be sending crisis counselors? So they actually did that. They called the crisis counselors, and the crisis counselors called the cops on her. And because it was 4 a.m. and they didn't want to deal with it, the cops showed up with the sheriff's department. They busted into her house with their guns drawn, arrested a 95-pound 13-year-old girl in front of her family and her 3-year-old little sister, took her to jail, read her Miranda rights without a parent or a lawyer present, questioned her for hours without a parent or lawyer present. She didn't get to see or talk to her family for 23 days. She was held for 23 days without any contact with her family. And then she was charged with 3 counts of homicide in the first degree and 5 counts of arson for never lighting a fire. But in her psychosis, manic state, her brain was telling her to wake her parents up by the smell of gasoline. And we can kind of get into that because I know it sounds
Well, what
a
did
little weird.
she do?
She poured
gasoline all over the
4
house?
inches by 4 inches by 4 inches, basically a puddle of gasoline in their living room. Never lit it, never even got a lighter. There was lighters all over the house. The mom smoked. She very easily, if she wanted to burn the house down, could have burned the house down. But her psychosis told her to get the gasoline and just pour it into the living room so that her parents would smell it and wake up. And because of that, they charged her with the 5 counts of arson and 3 counts of homicide in the first degree. And the DA told her that she should take a plea deal in order to get less time in the detention center she was in. The detention center she's in is rated twice the national average for sexual assault and abuse, which she has been both physically and sexually abused since being there. And so, of course, she took the deal without her parents or a lawyer ever being involved. She was given a defense attorney, and she was sentenced to 11 years. And for pleading guilty, they lessened the charge to 2 counts of homicide in the first degree, attempted homicide in the first degree, and assault. So they dropped the arson charges, but she's still serving 11 years without the possibility of parole until she's 25 years old. A 13-year-old girl.
And you guys have been on this case for a year?
Recent. It's a super... Her mom has been fighting, obviously, since the day she went in, but they come from a very, very small disenfranchised community in Oregon called Coos Bay, and she's been desperately trying to get media attention. She's been desperately reaching out to the Dr. Phil show, wanted to help her, but the detention center wouldn't agree to give any of the legal paperwork to the Dr. Phil show. And when they heard that her mom had called the Dr. Phil show, they moved her sentencing up to the next day and sentenced her the next day. And it is just so overall fucked. We've been making calls to the DA's office, to the governor, to try and get some attention. And we found out that the DA, who her prosecutor standing behind, his name is Paul fucking, what's his name? Paul Frazier. Paul Frazier's son in 2011 gang raped a 13-year-old girl, and the minimum sentence in Oregon is supposed to be 75 months for that. But because his dad is the DA, he served 0 jail time, instead got 3 years of probation, and was promised if he served the 3 years successfully, his record would be cleaned, which it was. And he also just had to release a man that he had falsely imprisoned for 10 years because he withheld evidence, DNA evidence for another case that involved a girl's murder, that the man was just released in February. So this DA is all around fucked and is now fighting and doubling down, now that this is getting media attention, to keep this now 14-year-old girl in a jail instead of letting her go to a mental facility, inpatient residential facility.
It feels so bizarre of like,
Yeah.
how did this
It's every person's worst nightmare that could literally happen to anyone if you struggle with mental health issues. And psychosis is so.
It's also like, but who's like in crimes? Don't people charge people? Isn't it like, if I hit Sterling right now and he called the cops and it was like, do you want to charge him for this?
Right.
And they'd be like, no. He'd be like, no, it's okay, right? You'd say, no, it's okay.
Exactly. So they're saying they're the victims of no crime that occurred, but that the intention was for her to light the house on fire and kill them all in their sleep, which, sure, if you want to play devil's advocate and look at it that way, from the surface, maybe you could argue that.
But also it doesn't matter in a way.
Because no crime occurred.
Like somebody has to charge.
No, not always.
Well,
Not
she
always,
confessed
no.
as guilty,
No?
and the state is pressing the charges.
The state can press charges.
So she fought.
Sometimes state gets involved and says, okay, even though this person may not make the right judgment call, we need to make the right call as the state.
And it's
And
just
she's a minor,
the state.
This just
people-
feels like, why the fuck is the state going so hard?
on a
Why are
fucking
they going so hard?
what do you
little
get out
girl.
of this?
Is
Like
it-
that's what all I'm thinking is like, what the fuck is
Like
this?
she should
Like,
be in a mental health facility,
but
hands
like,
down.
But why would you like as a DA? Like, what do you get
Old
out of
white
this?
guy.
Like, what? But still, like, what do? Is it just because she's black? I'm just trying to even understand.
what
like,
is it? What is
is
he
it because
trying to
she's
prove?
black? Is it because you're just against women? Because it seems to be you're attached to a lot of women cases. Like, what is it? Like, are you a pedophile? It seems to be young women that are like, what is it?
What happened?
What the fuck do you get out of this?
There was another deputy district attorney in ADA who actually sued this DA that we're talking about, Paul Frazier, for wrongful termination because he was a whistleblower and accused him of sexual harassment of women in the workplace. And Paul Frazier settled out of court. So there is just so much fucked up shit.
Yeah, this guy's a.
And he's in such a huge position of power up there. And Coos Bay the county is 97% white. Right now, there is the N-word spray painted all across their town. There is black men getting chased by mobs down the street. Like, it is such a ass backwards, fucked up little town that's happening
is this
right
about
now.
race? So this is about race.
Somewhat.
It's half. It's
says
completely
97% white.
Yeah, it's mental health and race.
Do you think if a white girl did this,
Oh,
that she
yeah,
would be
she
facing?
did. So to get this, in the
Yeah.
same county, so right next door, a 24-year-old girl stabbed her mother to death. To death. And instead of she was charged with
How old is she?
24. She was older.
Okay.
And she blamed it on psychosis. And she gets to go now live in a cushy mental wellness retreat center in their town instead. They sent her up north basically to be like.
And she's 24 as well.
And she killed a person.
And she killed someone versus somebody. I just poured gasoline on the ground.
On the ground.
And look, I'm not being funny. It's kind of funny, but I like the smell of gasoline.
Me too.
So I don't think it's like the girl didn't light it on fire or
right.
anything. So it's like I could get why you think it's gonna wake somebody up. It would wake me up if I smelled gasoline.
And her dad did wake up.
Exactly,
and
it would wake
he
me up.
Came into the living room and she
you're
was
having an
sitting there.
episode.
Yeah.
And that's the point about psychosis is you can have delusions, you can have a thought of grandeur, you can see hallucinations. Your psychosis can last for up to 2 to 3 months at a time in mania without intervention. And she was then also held for 23 days without a fucking lawyer or seeing her parents. And that's when she was questioned and
Oh, poor baby.
saying that she was guilty. And the way that they egged her, the coercion of the way they asked the questions.
Of course.
And she's in psychosis.
Of course.
And then they use everything she said in those 23 days against her in
That's
court.
fucked up,
And that's
man.
why that family didn't want to call the police as well. They called
They
the
would
mental
never
health
call the cops
And
on her.
So, but you don't think if the mental health center did come, if it wasn't 4 a.m,
Yeah.
do you think they would have handled it correctly?
There's an argument that I have to look at it from all sides, right? If I'm going to like really go hard for this chick and her family, I have to play devil's advocate and say, well, what if Coos Health and Wellness thought that she was violent, right? Like, what if they think she's going to be a danger to herself and others? And so they're covering their own asses by sending the police, right? Well, first of all, what you do is you send police as a backup, right? If we're going to talk about sending crisis counselors and 24 hours hotlines, then you better be prepared to deal with violence when someone is experiencing a mental health episode, period. That is part of a mental health psychosis. Second of all, when they filed their report, they had said that Saraya had poured gasoline all over her mother and father in their sleep, which never happened. There was a piece of evidence removed that was 4 inches by 4 inches of gasoline on the floor. So they had already switched up the notes of their report. Not sure what had happened. And third of all, they lost her in the fucking system. Coos Health and Wellness, there was notes in Soraya's report that they said the police said that they had enough backup to take her to the Bay Area hospital. Her parents thought she was going to be going to an emergency room, which is what should have happened, where a doctor could have assessed her. And Coos Health and Wellness admits that they thought she was going to the Bay Area hospital. She never showed up, and that they would get back to the parents in the morning. So they didn't even know where she was ending up. And it's like, no one has their shit together over there. And this poor fucking girl is still sitting in jail.
This is a person. I didn't get my car towed. Well, I can't find my car.
Right.
Which one did it go to?
Yep.
This is a fucking person.
A little girl.
A child. Yeah, let me know what my child is.
That's why it feels directly malicious and doesn't really feel like any of this stuff happened.
And even if she's sitting in there going, yeah, I wanted to kill my parents. Yeah, I was going to light a fire. When you're dealing with the mental health aspect of it, not even to mention that age of teenage years is so dramatic and so hormonal, and like, I hate my parents. Like, everyone was a little cunt when they were a kid. Sure. Like, even you put all of that aside, if you don't take into account the mental health aspect of it, you're ignoring you're part of the fucking problem. And this court system is refusing to acknowledge her mental health issues. They're saying, well, yeah, she has mental health issues, but she knows right from wrong. And they get clinical psychiatrists to come in and evaluate her, and they say she needs to be in a residential program. Well, guess what? When they actually went to go to trial, instead, the ADA said, take the plea bargain so you get less time in the facility that you're being sexually harassed in.
You know what's really weird is that the courts, I guess, is just, again, malicious, because the courts know all of the drug and pharmaceutical companies and what they're putting out into people. They know all of it. So for them to try to act stupid at certain things and be like, you're arguing this thing, and it's like, if that's really the case, we know we're doing this. We know it's out there. Why don't we just admit it and say, okay, you know what, let's press it off because we know it's out there. Instead, it's like, we got to play so dumb and be a part of the system in the game that it's like, nope, if I say that, then I'm admitting that we're doing this, and nope, we're not going to do that.
Our kids, and
we're not going to do that. Sorry.
We don't talk about, as a national conversation, we don't talk about the courts very often, but the courts have also been like being transformed as we're not talking about them. But they're completely complicit in the same behavior.
And that's what I mean about like deciding which article to read, because if you look into the small little amount of media attention she has been able to garner from her local news, it is so fucking biased, because guess what? The cop who actually arrested her daughter, his daughter was friends with Saraya. Everyone in this small town is so connected. The cops are also your fucking neighbors, are your best friends, are your kids' parents. It's so one-sided, and that's why, like, you have to acknowledge
how did they report it in the local paper?
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah. You want to, and then it's got the DA quoting like, we will never reopen her case.
What the fuck?
Why?
Like, what is wrong? Calm the fuck down.
Right.
If nothing else, it's a 13-year-old.
But why are you going so hard? Did she beat up your daughter? Like, what the fuck is the story?
You wonder.
Because it's just like, we'll never open this case back up. It's like, she knows what she did. What is it?
That's the best part is now that, it's been a year and she's been able to, we don't know what medicine she's been given, because when they had to go through the shit with CPS for 7 months and they weren't allowed to talk to each other, she becomes a property of the state, of the youth correctional facilities. So her parents don't even get access to what they've been giving her medically. So now that it's a year later, and
what the fuck?
And
How?
exactly. They don't know what they're putting in her daughter.
That's a thing that like you're allowed to possess a child from
this shit be crazy.
And here's the thing is, so now that Soraya's out of the psychosis, which everyone thinks Portland, liberal,
Right?
fucking weirdos. It's like, oh no,
There's a lot of weirdos in Oregon, though.
this is like the most beautiful coast in the country, like makes lots of money on fucking national parks and shit, lots of tourists. But if you go into these small towns, it's like dairy farms and like very like middle to lower income families and very white and fucking gun toting south of the north shit. So when
Oregon's white? No, I'm joking.
So when Soraya, you know, has come to learn more about her rights and finally did get to speak to her family, and, you know, she did get to kind of come a little bit more privy to what's, you know, she's not leaving anytime soon. She recanted all the things she said. She said, well, I didn't actually mean to do that. I said that because I was trying to get out of here. I didn't understand what I was doing. I don't remember most of it. I do remember what my feelings were. Her parole officer has decided that she's not going to let even entertain the idea of a residential treatment center until Soraya admits that she did a crime. So even now that Soraya is older and more clear-headed to an extent, she said, you know what? I'm going to stand up for myself and say, fuck that. I did not do this. I did not intend to harm people. It's my mental health, and I'm taking power back of that. The parole officer goes, oh, well, now that you've said that, we're really not going to let you even think about getting the proper help you need until you admit you did a crime.
And what can be done to like actually bypass that? So it's like,
Totally.
we don't have to fucking deal with you. We're
Right.
gonna go. Yeah.
So the plan that we're taking now is we've made a change.org a petition that's going to get the governor, Kate Brown's attention. We want to hold Coos Health and Wellness Center accountable for not doing their jobs and making sure that this never happens again. We want to pass Soraya's law, which would mean any juvenile nonviolent first offenders legally cannot be taken to the jail. They have to be taken to an emergency room instead, which should be bare fucking minimum kind of shit. And we want to hold the ADA and the DA responsible and have them drop or lessen to as much extent as possible the charges so that her future is not ruined, as well as we would love to eventually get to a point where we can compensate Soraya and her family for the trauma that this girl is going to have for the rest of her fucking life against the system. And so right now it's really, really about amplifying and showing that this is happening a lot more than we recognize. And as much as we think like the world's changing, we're not looking at the groups that need our help, like the mentally ill and the crossover that's being ignored between the prison systems and mental health. Why haven't we been doing that?
So is it the community service officers in replacement of the police? Don't you think that like sometimes those things get violent?
But that's what I'm saying is if that's the case, send the cops as backup.
I think you send a person instead of sending two cops, you send
A crisis counselor.
and they're
And a
both kind
cop.
of looking out for each other.
Cops don't take fucking psychology lessons as part
No,
of their
he's
fucking
saying
training.
he's saying a cop with the.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Is like cops have never been trained for the psychological aspect of this stuff.
Yeah.
They've been
Cops shouldn't train at all.
fair, but they definitely haven't
They should
been
be
trained.
like the they should be like the therapist bodyguard, which is also a pitch I have for Jason Statham. The therapist bodyguard.
Ooh,
I'd watch it.
Yeah.
it's like the bodyguard's bodyguard, right?
That was a good movie.
The
It was. It
hitman's
was
That was that
bodyguard.
fun.
chase scene.
It was great.
The best
saw
I've ever
that?
seen in a movie.
The hitman's bodyguard.
The hit,
Oh, I thought it
no,
was Bodyguard's
the Bodyguard's
Bodyguard.
bodyguard, right?
It's the Hitman's Bodyguard.
It's the Hitman's bodyguard.
I love that title.
Who is
and
it
I
with?
thought it was a good
Fuck,
movie.
it might be Hitman's bodyguard
It's Hitman's
with
Bodyguard.
Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it was
never saw
fun.
it, but I
It's
thought
fun.
I thought
Best
the
chase scene.
previews looked fun, and I liked the
You saw
name.
it? It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, they should have been doing that forever.
I'm afraid they're gonna go, all right, let's see what you got, mental health professionals. And then mental health professionals are going to go out to places, and then those people will be violent. And they'll be like, these people are violent. We do need to like detain them.
Well, then you know where I would love,
And
in
then
a
the cops
dream
will be like,
world to
told
see it
you.
go. Of course, of
Told
course.
you we're the cops.
That's worst case scenario,
Cops.
right? Is like we have to assume that they're going in there with that fucking intention. That's just not going to work. But then that's when you go to the root of the problem, right? Which is access to mental health resources in communities, period. There is a stat where Black Americans are 30% more likely to use emergency mental health services than any regular daily mental health resource. So what that means is basically it's getting to a point where Black people are not getting access to therapy, to social work, to any type of outlet for those emotional crises moments, that it is a 30% higher jump in seeing them show up in the emergency room in like a state of emotional crisis. So how do we bridge that fucking gap? How do we do it to where we go back down to the community level and make mental health accessible for everyone?
But that isn't, I mean, not to act like you think it is, but that isn't new. I mean, that's just about access. That's just about giving people more access to things and funding. We don't, in our hospitals and our schools, we don't have the same funding, so we don't have the same resources. So of course it's about funding these things. So I say it's defund the police. It's like allocating these dollars toward actual things and within the communities that need it and building it up. Mental health in the Black community is always a touchy subject because I always joke and say we got too many problems to care about mental health.
Yeah.
Like, we got too much shit. Like, we just deal with mental health.
Everyone mental health is a privilege.
Yeah. If
it's
you
such a white person thing to be like, I have anxiety
100%.
Yeah.
And not saying that, obviously, everyone doesn't go through mental health issues. Like, I'm saying that motherfuckers really be worried about how I'm paying my bills.
Yeah.
How if this thing, doing this thing, or if I can get a sitter so I can go apply for a job. Like, you worrying about those things, so you're not even the other shit. You ain't had time to process that. Yeah.
And
what's that
imagine
pyramid
it comes out
of like, as well, if I'm at this level of the pyramid, I just need to find food and shelter for the day. Oh, cool. If I have food and shelter taken care of, now I can move to this level. And
of course.
Well, therapy is so expensive and mostly not covered by any insurance. It's usually mostly private practice. A standard psychiatry appointment for 35 minutes in Los Angeles is $250. And that's for medication too. So we're umbrellaing, I don't know if that's a term.
It is.
Thank you. A lot of diagnoses, a lot of medication, again, research even. The research that we're doing on these mental health issues are very localized to a very specific type of people. It's so... That's what I mean when I'm saying, like, why haven't we always been doing this? Why haven't we always been funneling the money into helping people instead of halting and hurting people? Like, why aren't we making mental health a priority in conversation in schools? You have your guidance counselor who's always a fucking square, a nerd. Who's
because we make more money not doing that.
Right. So what it turns to, like, we turn to each other.
But yeah, the people finally have too much access. They want answers. It's like people are like, oh, it's the same formula. The formula just always worked in the advantage of certain people here in America. So now that thing is exposed and people, like, I joke and say Donald Trump is the worst because he exposed what white America had been doing. Not because he's the first to do it. It's because he exposed it. He was a shitty president because he gave up the secrets.
Yeah.
He gave up too much. People were like, wait, what the fuck? Let me do my own research.
They're like, I knew it was
Let
happening.
me start reading more. What the fuck is
But
going
now there's
on?
a hashtag for it.
Yeah, so it started making people talk more.
Yeah.
And the more that came, it was more people being like, you know what? I'm going to do my own research. Now I joke, it'll be a joke. An old joke was that white people love to know about your culture. So it's like now that white people have a chance to educate themselves on black culture, we fuck it, take it. Go ahead, run with it. Do what you got to do, motherfucker. Read.
Absolutely.
Do your thing. Because now they're like, we'll spread the gospel.
Yeah.
That's how white people always been. They always,
White
now that
savior.
we're on your side, we love you.
Yeah, it's white savior shit.
Yeah.
They want to be involved in the conversation. They want to feel like they're doing something right. Like
100%.
you can even take me, for example, with like Soraya's case, right? Like, did it take George Foreman's death and all this excuse me. I said George Foreman!
George Foreman is still living and still selling grills.
Oh my
I'll tell you
that.
Successful.
Successful. Did it take George Floyd's death for me to hear the need for amplification of a young black girl's mental health struggle, right? Like, is that part of the problem is that we group people, especially people in the prison system and mental health, so closely together, and like charging people, and we're not ever looking at like, well, what's the environment that they grew up in? How did that affect their childhood trauma? How did that affect,
how can we help all these people get better instead of imprison them or make them homeless?
Right.
Because I just feel like we also just throw out a lot of people.
It feels overwhelming.
Cool, you're crazy.
You know,
live on the street.
It's like that,
or go to the jail.
You have to show people, and this sounds crazy, how you can either utilize them differently or monetize things for them to ever care. So you have to say, okay, you don't care about homeless people? Well, hear me out. Here's a system that somehow can make you money through homeless people.
Because prisons did that.
Yeah, and then they're like, whoa, no, listen, I'll take that meeting.
You're right.
You said more money? So that's what you have to do, is to be like, okay, we want to stop this thing. How can we make it where this individual is saying, does my white supremacy outweigh my money loving? No, it doesn't. I love money. The niggas love on. It's like what Abraham Lincoln said.
And it's also like how can we get money now? Because education never
Big
really
pharma,
works.
baby. That's where it came from.
Let's put money into education. We'll
Yeah.
make people smarter. But how will that actually make us money?
Yeah.
STEM. Okay.
I'm interested.
Yeah. That sounds like a way to make money. But nobody's like, let's make more art classes. Why? Because then people can fix their brains and deal with it through art and have a great outlet. Yeah. But
we should
really
keep
make
teaching
me
history and George Washington and keep it the way things have always been. Not
Also-
have music therapy and fucking outlets for people to express themselves. And
maybe when they get out, they'll be dumb and we can put them in prison.
there
Make
you
some
go.
money. It's true.
Yeah.
It is true. It's sad.
Yeah. I didn't mean to end on such a downer,
No.
but it's been.
But is that a step forward, you think, for them to dedicate to these community service workers? Like that, I think that's a good. I could totally see a team of, I'm a community service worker and I have a cop that I work with, and this person's valuable because they are a protector.
But we have to look
and
at
this
how
person's
the
valuable
fuck
'cause they're a
those people
talker.
are trained, right? Like,
right, they're gonna have a situation
Exactly.
and then the cops are gonna be like, see.
there has to be a fucking plan. We can't just be like, send a kumbaya guy with a guitar and a fucking ponytail. And
Does he have a guitar?
Yeah, like everything will be so much better. It's like, what, 70% of 911 calls are or it's like domestic abuse or something like that. Like it's an insanely high amount that it should be some sort of therapeutic resource or hotline or help that comes that you still feel protected in, like you still feel safe with.
My question is, does wife beater, I'm violent, how does he respond to a mental health worker walking up and being like,
He smashes
hey,
his
I'm here to
guitar.
help? Like, how does
Maybe
I
a
don't-
mental
he's
health
gonna
person with
rip that guy's ponytail?
with a police officer? He's like, all right,
right.
there's two of you.
Right.
Right, you have guns.
Right.
You got me.
Yeah.
But if
They give the mental
there's
health
a
guy a
mental
gun?
health worker, he's
Or
like,
does
I can
it
kick
put them in
both.
more danger, right? Like, I think something that is to think about is like, how would a mentally ill person in a crisis feel about a cop approaching them versus a quote unquote regular person trying to help? Will they see a difference? Like, I think it's also educating people about what mental illness looks like, what mania looks like, what an episode looks like, what disassociating looks like. I mean, I don't know that Soraya would have felt better if still some random jolly stranger walked in and was like, but here, come talk to me for a second. Like, I don't know that would have made her feel less psychotic, right? Like, if we're talking about mental health calls specifically, how do you
handle
This is why we gotta
something
just
like
segregate everything again, y'all.
Oh no.
This could all be solved if a black mental health worker was going in, was seeing a black girl. He'd be like, I got this. Let me handle this.
Right.
Let me talk to her a certain way. She understands me. I'm just saying, like I always say, you want police officers who can police within the community they from. They gonna know how to talk to the boy from
Yep.
over there because they know who he is. They
Totally.
were him. So boom, boom, boom. Same thing with mental health workers. Let's just segregate. I'll meet up with y'all at the movies or some shit. Couple concerts, we kick it. But then we just go ahead and go back and do our shit, man. I think that's the answer, man.
I wish I
Everybody's
could
just
be
afraid
like,
of it.
no. I'm kind of like, yeah, that's
Everybody's just afraid of segregation. We just get equal shit.
But like segregation
we
under
just
the
do
idea
equal shit
that
for real.
it's not what we're talking about, but like
Not the
a
old
different-
Are you
shit.
Yeah, not the old
advocating
shit.
for
Not the
separate
old
but
shit.
equal right now?
Yeah.
don't quote me on
Let's
saying
try it
I'm
for
for
real.
segregation.
Let's try it for real this time.
But like
The problem is
No,
last
I
time y'all
can't.
lied and told us that we had the same shit, and then we visited and was
and we're
like,
like,
this is not the same
"Whoa,
shit.
It's green on the other side
Ah,
of the
equal. Don't look behind.
I'm saying I
But it
come over to
is.
your town, still equal. We out here really living this everybody equal town. I can visit, I can kick it.
So what happens when you guys start thriving and we go over to your part of town and we're like, wait a second, this is way better than our
Y'all
part
ain't
of
got
town.
shit to do
This
with our
isn't
black
equal
stuff.
Because we
anymore.
keep
Y'all stay out
stealing
business.
anyway.
Y'all
I
trying
thought
to
this was supposed to be equal.
we need this creativity.
You guys
Yeah.
have a way better place. The music here is
Their
fantastic.
fucking clothes are nicer. The fucking music's better. The food. And,
Like real Wakanda, we put a force field around it.
No, now I do
damn
want to
it.
invite it.
I'm stuck.
Yeah, so we ended with segregation. This
Yeah.
is great.
I'm not an advocate for segregation.
But you kind of are. Off camera, you're going to be like, you know what?
I'm not.
You would.
No, I'm
We'll
not.
report
Oh,
back.
okay, I got it.
You say that. No, he is. I argue against it.
Yeah, I'm right here on the show arguing for it. I'm not backing down. All right, I guess that's it, right? Did we do it?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that was
hashtag justice for Soraya, by the way.
hashtag
Yes.
justice
And are we
for
going to make
Soraya.
sure we have links and everything? that
Oh,
we
yeah,
can-
yeah.
Yes,
We are going to
please.
make sure we have links
Please,
in the
please.
description.
Yeah.
Because we obviously want to help as much as we can and use
Please, yeah, we
our
need
small
that.
voices, but still that we can, help influence a little bit. So
Yeah, thanks for letting me talk about mental health shit.
no,
For a
thank you
minute.
for bringing awareness to
Oh,
that. That's a heartbreaking story.
And thank you for tuning into Wine and Weed. I'm off next week. I love when newscasters say that.
Oh yeah, you are. You off next
I
week?
go,
Yeah.
I'm off next week.
I'll be here in his place.
I
No,
have
you have a co-host. in
Who?
effect.
guest host.
It's a surprise.
Who?
And
Tell
I'm
me.
gonna probably still have a guest as well.
Whoa.
Boom.
Doing some work while I'm on the road.
Yeah. Chris is gonna see.
On the road.
He's going to Stone Mountain.
Oh,
The
no.
theme
no.
park
I am
time.
not going to
Road
Stone
trip.
Not going to tell that.
Birth
But-
of a vacation.
No!
Amazing.
That's pretty
There you
good.
go.
Thank you,
There you
thank you,
go.
See you
thank
in
you.
2 weeks. We'll see you next week.
Bye. Zip it up and zip it out.